Yo, it's finally happening, huh?
Yo, bro.
When did we talk about this? We talked about like early 2023, and now we're end of the 2023. We have 1 week left for 2023. How
Is
crazy
it
is that?
it's crazy because we talked about this early on and we wanted to do this I think sometime last year, man. Like we were like, yeah, going into 2023, we're gonna do this. We're gonna have our podcast. 'Cause I
No,
think podcasting at that point was like super popular. I mean, it's still popular, right?
no,
But
podcasting is popular, but I think what we couldn't think about the idea of what we're gonna discuss and how we're gonna like tie into it into our daily life.
yeah,
And but don't get me wrong, I was lazy. I was lazy myself. I'm like,
bro.
yo, I always looked at myself like, yo, I'm gonna be busy with other things.
Mm.
But yo, it's finally here, end of 2023. Better late than never.
You know what it is? This is more so me decompressing. I'm just talking about everything and anything that's like music related. I think we're talking about growth in this, about how we're gonna be growing from what we've been doing to whatever it is that we're gonna be doing. And
Absolutely, absolutely.
it's this is just like time away and like just figuring things out moving forward, right?
With that being said, welcome to the first very episode of Global Chat Room. I hope you guys enjoy this, and definitely, I'm gonna remind you guys, uh, hit the subscribe button, follow us, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I
Absolutely.
mean, to kick it off, I think I want to look back at 2023. I'm gonna first ask you if you were to like put in 2023 in one word, what would you describe it as?
Exactly what you said. It's successful.
Okay.
I feel like we've been super successful this year, and coming from where we came from to be where we are now, it's a blessing and it's hard work. Like it took a lot of hard work to be where we are, and obviously, like being in this industry, we have so much competition because there's so many dope DJs out there. There's so many dope
All right.
MCs,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And setting us apart from them and being us and figuring out who we are actually, not just as like entertainers, but like as a company,
Yeah.
as individuals, and like bringing that into to play and like showing it, showcasing it for people. I feel like we've been successful at that.
Yeah, and I think since you mentioned the word successful, the other word that I could describe 2023 is, and it ties in growth.
Absolutely.
And the reason I think of it as growth is you and I both know, like, we kind of struggled when it was just two-man team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in 2023, we were able to grow our team. We've added amazing individuals. We've
Yeah.
added Ryan. We've added
Shout out to
Empty. Shout
Ryan.
out to Ryan and Empty.
Empty
Uh,
too. Shout out
for
Empty.
for joining us. I mean, because at the end of the day, we got things done.
Yeah.
Time to time we had roadies, but they were here and they were there.
Yeah.
Never like 100% committed. But to have Ryan and Empty, especially both individuals who have experience as DJs.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan has experience in so much, so their experience, their knowledge is so key
Yeah.
into our company, right? Talking about growth, not only did we grow within like growing our company, I think what's most important is that we grew from what we were before. What I mean by that is you and I, we took anything and everything like that
Yeah.
came to us. Like whatever
Absolutely.
was on our table, yo, let's make it work. We'll do the event, whatever. But now, as soon as 2023 hit, it was more about quality over quantity. We want to do quality events regardless if it's less events, that's totally fine. We want to do quality events, and what I mean by quality, and of course you could piggyback on that, is how serious our clients are about their event. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not talking about leading up to the event, like of the day. Like how much do you care to have a successful event, to have a memorable event, to have an experience basically.
Yeah.
And our
Absolutely.
job is to deliver that experience, right?
Yeah.
So you and I, we've before 2023 hit, we had this motto, like, yo, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like we even in 22, man, like, bro, we did, I think, like over, like, just us two, right? Think about it. It's just and I know, like, for certain companies and stuff, it's a big thing, doing like 200, 300 weddings or whatever the case is. But just you and I, bro, like, it's a one man team at that point, right? Or two man team, sorry. So And when I say one man team, I mean like it's literally Rana. Like he is the person that does everything in the back end, from talking to the clients, like and maneuvering everything, making sure everything goes smoothly. Like I literally just come and like I plug in my laptop and I play music. That's all I do. So
That's important too.
I mean, but like I feel like you do all the heavy lifting in this point. So when I say one man team, I big shout out to you, bro. Like you honestly
Thank you, thank
hold
you.
this company down. But yeah, so going back, like 2-man company, and we literally did close to I think 70 plus weddings in just 22, I think, right? And don't get me wrong, like the pay and everything was amazing, but it was so tiring, dude.
It was. It was.
Because it was like, yo, dude, we were doing weddings on like a Tuesday afternoon. And I was just like, yo, what are we
Remember
doing?
those? Remember those where we had afternoon events and then we went to a night event and it was just two
Right?
of us?
Bro, and like it would be like from one side of like New York to like,
Jersey.
it's like I was like, bro, what? And but we made it happen, bro.
We made it
Made
happen,
it
and
happen.
like I think although like our success goes into how much work we put in, but luck was also on our side. And listen, luck happens in different ways, right? And the way I mean by luck is that when we had those double gigs, right, luck played in our role of like traffic, like how
Hmm.
we had to make sure that we went from one event to another within a certain time, making sure we are there to set up and all that, because again it's a two-man team, we didn't have no roadies and stuff,
Yeah,
so
I mean it's not really luck, bro. You know what I give it to Rana. Like I said, like it's dude, like you got to think about it. Like you literally like think about what time we're gonna leave from this event. We have this much of a window to make it to the next event, and then think about like, yo, it's gonna take us this long to set up, be up and running, and then still have time to like chit chat and like
yeah, that's
talk
the
to
crazy
not just
part.
clients but like to vendors. Like nowadays, I feel like vendors, they don't even like communicate with each other. Like, yo, dude, like anytime we see vendors, we're like, yo, you know what? What's up? What do you do? Oh, okay, cool. You're based out of here.
Communication is key, right?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that you mentioned like about the timing, but it's important, especially to run a business. You're not on time, forget about it.
It's crazy because I feel like even like, all right, you know what? Let me not even go. You know what? Fuck that. We're gonna go into that because we're talking about everything and anything. This is not an actual wedding. This is like behind the scenes, right? There's so many people that I've seen in this industry. They're literally running on Daisy standard times at events, bro. Like from food vendors to even like musicians to like anything and everything, bro. Like
They're always late,
it's.
or at least always late the events that we're doing.
I know people that are contracted, and like I said, I'm not gonna say any names because I'm not trying to throw shots at anybody. But it's sad that they're contracted, and let's just say they're contracted from fucking 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. They'll show up at 6:30 and leave
At
at
7:45,
yeah. It's just like, bro, like
you showed up half an hour late. Let's stay a little bit longer. No, I agree on that. And that's because again, that goes back to service. That goes back to
yeah,
punctuality. Like how punctual are you? How early are you showing up? Well, I mean, we have no choice. We got if an event starts at 7, we got to show up at 5. We got to give us
have to, right?
yeah, even regardless of what the setup is. We want to
Yeah.
give that extra time, right? And talking about success, talking about leading up to where we are, I think people it's great for people to know how we met each other. I think
Oh yeah.
I think that's very important. Because I went through a time, I've had a
The dark
previous
times.
yeah, I've had a previous business partner, previous DJ that I had a fallout with, and my biggest pet peeve is, if you're given a task, that should be your task.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be doing everybody's work.
absolutely.
Um, and long story short, after the fallout, I still had events and stuff like that. And at that time, I had Ryan, who's part of our team right now. I've had him a couple of our events. And at that point, I'm like, yo, Ryan, like, can you work with me like full time? He's like, yo, nah, I'm like occupied with this other thing. I can't just leave that. I'm like, I need a DJ. He's like, yo, I know someone. I'm like, yo, I don't. He's like, yo, he never did weddings. He only does lounges and stuff. I'm like, yo, I don't care. I just need someone to play music and just, flow with me. That's all.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna hit this person up. And the thing with you is that I spoke to you and I'm like, yo, I'm looking for. You literally showed up to an event and myself, and Ryan was doing. You showed up
Yeah.
and that kind of told me how serious you were. You didn't ask how much you were going to get paid. You didn't ask how many hours you'll be working. You didn't even ask a simple question. You're like, yo, I want to do it. basically told me like, "Yo, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I'm down to work. I've never done this. Just lead the way. Show me what I gotta do."
Mm-hmm.
And I told you, I'm like, "Yo, all you have to do worry about is music. Keep up with your music. Show up on time." That was like one of my main thing. Like, yo,
Yeah.
you want to be with me? This is what we gotta do, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't. I don't want to say we struggled, but think about it. From the time type of money we used to make to, thank God what we're making
Absolutely,
right
dude.
now,
What?
within the 6 7 year span, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you stood by my side, and I thank you for that. Thank you for
Absolutely.
like there were times you had to deal with my shit. Like,
Bro, I mean,
you had to deal with my shit. No, I'm talking about serious shit. Like, yo, things like with me, like when it comes to like emotion, like if I'm tight about something, I'm gonna show it. I'm not gonna
yeah.
hide it, right? Because at the end of the day, if I hide it, then you never get to know, what I was upset about. You're gonna
Yeah.
keep making that mistake. And I'd rather tell you, I'm like, yo, this is what pissed me off. This is what gotta change. You do the same thing with me, but thank you, like, showing that you
Absolutely.
cared. You're still here. We're still here,
Yeah.
and we'll
And we're
still
gonna
keep going as
growing,
long as we
man.
can go. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, bro, this year it's an eye opener. Like growth, success, everything that comes with it. Obviously, like there's ups and downs, and like if we're still going on our new high and continuously climbing, like I'm sure there's gonna be a point where we're gonna plateau. But the thing is, like, we're not worried about that because at the end of the day, like we've dealt with COVID parties, bro. I mean, I feel like in this industry, if you could still manage to be afloat till
Hmm.
now, bro, like you can make it through anything.
Yeah.
You get me? Like as a
Absolutely.
business, you can make it through anything, and like we've managed, bro. Like we've met, bro. You remember when the storage caught on fire? We still managed.
Oh yeah, our storage caught on fire.
We still
Yes.
managed because some dickhead wanted to put a fucking motorcycle underneath us, and that shit blew up. But yeah, bro, we still manage one way or another. But at the end of the day, yeah, God's great, man. Like He works in mysterious ways, and like He got our back. But at the same time, like we got each other, bro. And like as a team now, especially like moving forward, like I feel like we have endless potential, and we're gonna reach exactly where we need to be. And even now, like we're putting out so much content,
No, yeah, and
right?
yeah. Speaking about content, right? Again, I want to just remind you all, make sure you subscribe. We are finally doing this. Our first ever episode. We're almost done with this, but what's important is that we keep moving forward.
Yeah.
2024 is looking great. Like, alhamdulillah, it's looking great. Thank God. We have the team. We have the knowledge.
Yeah.
We have the experience. Like, there's no excuses as to why we shouldn't be excelling, right?
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
And the fact that we have so many supportive vendors. And speaking of vendors, I do definitely want to invite some of our vendors here.
Oh yeah.
Come
That'll be
chat
dope.
with us. I think that would be a very dope. This is a platform where you get to share your experience with us. So definitely, I think you agree here.
Yeah.
Also,
Absolutely.
if like
I like that
invite
shirt, by the way. That shirt is fire.
Free Palestine
All
until it's
day, right?
backwards. Nah, man. We pray. I just wanna. This is not part of the podcast, but this is very important. I need everyone to be aware of what's happening in the world, because there's so many ways that we could portray our message the positive way.
Mhm.
And this Free Palestine doesn't mean screw everyone else. It just means that everyone should be equal, right? So again, our prayers, our thoughts are with Palestine, people of
Absolutely.
Gaza, people all over, man. So you
Dude,
got anything
also,
to say?
if you guys haven't already, like on Instagram, you could subscribe to our individual channels and stuff too. Like so me personally, what I do is like now I'm starting to put out a lot of the stuff that I've never put out before, as far as like even like video content and remixes and edits that I would normally play at weddings or like lounges or whatever the case is. So if you guys would want that for free, like absolutely, like I'm sharing everything and anything because I feel like the world needs to hear like whatever it is, right? I think Ryan's gonna be doing it too, right? I think Ryan's
Yeah,
probably
I think
gonna
we spoke to him and he might be doing it. We'll definitely, tap on to what Ryan is doing.
be. Yeah.
Again, Furkan, aka DJ Poster Child, I call him Smokey. A lot of people call him Smokey. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. But thank you for tuning
yo.
in. Appreciate you guys.
I appreciate everyone that tuned in, checked us out. Don't forget to subscribe, hit
Yep.
the like, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.